is called Stick It Out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stick It Out. This is episode 2 of season 2. Very excited. Once again, I'm joined by these wonderful, wonderful gentlemen right here. I am your host, Ryder Hyduck. And today we have a pretty interesting episode because a lot of us got songs from Roll the Bones. So this is going to be a little bit interesting. We got 3 Roll the Bones songs. Then we're going to have a brief Need Some Love interlude from Jared. If this is your first time here, what are you doing? Go back and watch the other episodes. But if you're deciding to stick around, we're picking 5 songs that we maybe aren't too big on. We're going to spin a wheel, get a song. We have to listen to it regularly for 2 weeks and then see if our opinions have changed at all. So let's go with Ralph. What did you think of your song?
Well, I had the big wheel, and I knew it might be the easiest of them to stick it out for, and I'm glad I did because it did change my mind. Like, when I first listened to it, it's just the intro. The intro with the keyboards, I didn't really dig, and I never really got past and just skip it. But once I got into it, it is good, kind of got a rocking riff and little, Neil's got some funky drum beats going on. The keyboards come back in the chorus, but it's not too bad. So I started really getting into it. I would listen to my vinyl, so I'd listen to the whole album. So it was really good. And the bridge, I really liked the bridge. It really stuck out for me. So I stuck it out and I changed my mind for this.
Awesome.
Well
yeah,
done.
The Big Wheel is a really, really cool song. That riff just has so much kick to it, especially coming out of the synth era, like the core synth era. Like, there's obviously still synths present in Roll the Bones, but I think this was just a really cool, like, hey, we could still do upbeat stuff, but it's powerful. There's a lot of stuff behind the Big Wheel and really cool lyrics too.
Yeah.
It's really.
And I'm not anti-synth. I grew up, I was born. My Rush fandom was born in the synth era, but for some reason, this song it didn't work for me originally. Right?
Yeah, Roll the Bones was a goofy album for me with my whole history with Rush. My first actual favorite Rush song was Roll the Bones. And I listened to a lot of the songs off of it, and Big Wheel was one of the ones I really, really liked. Same with my song now, ooh, awesome transition, Face Up. Face Up was a song that I listened to a lot for a long time. But then as I started going through the discography, filling out all the songs I hadn't really listened to, Face Up, it fell out of my regular rotation. And then I just kind of stopped. Like, every time it came on, it was just an instant skip for me. So I picked it on Stick It Out because I knew it was one that I appreciated beforehand, but just kind of fell out with. So I came into it maybe thinking, maybe I can kind of recuperate that a little bit. Immediately, it has an awesome, awesome intro, just super high paced. You get the little synths in the background with, and accompanied by Alex's just arpeggios on the guitar. The drumming from Neil is super creative. I think it's kind of interesting how he kind of flips his usual groove. This is just like from what I've been hearing, but like that little ding on the ride, it comes in like a little later, but it kind of just makes every time it happens like a little bit more impactful. And the bass line, man, this is probably my favorite bass line. Actually, probably tied with Ghost of a Chance on this album. It is so good. The way Geddy just uses bends, it's just constantly driving, all the while just accompanied by Alex's guitar. Super, super cool. I love the first lyrics that you hear when you listen to the song. You turn my head, I spin my wheels. I just think it's really fun. And when it comes to like the whole fun part of the song, it's a really great, just jammy song. A lot of tracks on Roll the Bones are really, really upbeat. Give or So songs like Heresy and a couple others, Bravado, but it's just it's a jamming song. Once again, great guitar playing from Alex, drives the song well. I wish it was a little bit more pronounced in the mix, but I'm never going to complain about hearing Geddy a little bit more. Another lyric I really love, I get so angry, but I keep my mouth shut. And I love the delivery of that line. It just makes me wish they played it live on the Roll the Bones tour just to like get that presence there. And I also like how each verse uses a contradiction. Like I'm on a roll, or is it a slide, or I'm in a groove now, or is it a rut? It's kind of cool given the idea of like the wild card and stuff like that that's in the song. Um, I really like the dynamic change following the second chorus into that like smooth bridge section. You get like little flourishes of synths, but just the way the band brings it down and then goes full force back in with Alex's guitar solo. It's so cool. And Alex's guitar solo is awesome. It just the dive bombs that he's doing makes me feel like an airplane's going ahead, making you face up. Ha ha. And then just the outro of the song is super exciting. Like the chorus is like doubling back on itself, mixing in with the verse riff. And then turn that wild card down, bam. It's such a really cool, powerful ending. I'm so glad that this one didn't end on a fade out because it sounds like a song that would. I think it's just so cool that this is, despite being one of the more upbeat, I would even consider it one of the most poppy Rush songs. There's not a ton of synths on this song, only being used as like little accents and stuff, just carrying like the middle section, the little just single notes that play in the intro. The vibe of it almost kind of reminds me of Red Tide's intro from Presto. Just like you got that da, 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 da. It's just like super like dancey. It's like you could almost see like a dancer size video attached to it. But yeah, all in all, Face Up is a song that I really came back around on. From a song that was in my regular rotation to one I couldn't care less about, to once again kind of taking that spot as a obscure Rush track that just I feel didn't get the attention it deserved. So I would say Face Up definitely changed a lot when I came back to it again.
Wow. Do you think it'll cycle back at some point where you'll stop listening to it again?
Season 4.
Yeah, season 4. I'll be back for this song. Yeah. It's got its ebbs and flows to it. So yeah, why not carry this momentum even further with the Roll the Bone stuff with a song from the debut album? Jared, what did you think about Need Some Love?
You really made that like hard to segue to this song. I mean, you just gave some killer analysis.
It was a mini deep dive.
It was a mini deep dive. You dissected your song. Ralph, you've come around on yours. Ryder, you really came around on yours. I'm sorry, people, but no one expected me to come around on this song. Okay, I mean, running here, I'm running there, I'm looking for a girl. That's how it begins, right? Okay. It's basically a song about being horny. Okay, I mean, that's effectively what the lyrics are about. And luckily it's only 2 minutes and change, so it was easy. I listened to it 15 to 20 times. I listened to a live version. No lyrics were changed as far as I knew. But yeah, it's like Ryder said, I think on the last episode, about before and after. Like, it's part of Rush's history. It's there. It is what it is. But does that mean I have to listen to it? It's not really.
Mm-hmm.
It has a good misheard lyric, I think, for me. The second one, when he's like, I've been hustling here, I've been hustling there, I've been searching for about a week. I always would hear that as I've been searching for a patch of weed, which I feel like makes more sense.
That era of Rush didn't come till later. That's
right.
We're getting into Caress of Steel 2112 right there.
But I don't know what to say about this song. I just don't really want to hear it. And wherever, okay, I like it way less than Best I Can. I gotta say that, I certainly like Best I Can more. And, this song has got to be for me like a bottom 10 Rush song. I just think it is. And if anyone out there has it in their top 100, just please comment. I'd love to hear from you and hear why. But I can't defend this song. Yeah.
Dang.
Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, That's yeah. Wow.
It's hard
That's
to come up
funny,
with a rebuttal to
man.
that.
Yeah, that's a really tricky one because the more you kept talking about it, I was like, yeah, Jared's kind of got a point there. Need Some Love is it's a fun song. I'll give it that. But
It's
man,
funny.
it's
Okay, you
funny.
laugh at
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's I mean, if it's on and I'm with friends, I've I mentioned this on a previous episode, I'm pretty sure, that a lot of my friends, they don't like the proggier stuff and stuff like that, but they really like um the debut album and Fly By Night because those are still like rooted in kind of that Led Zeppelin-y kind of blues rock almost. Even they don't really like Need Some Love that much. Like their kind of crowd is like, Take a Friend, Here Again, stuff like that. Yeah, this is a very, very interesting Rush song. Uh,
I'm guessing
Yeah.
some of you just didn't put it on your list because you just didn't want to listen to it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't put any songs from the debut album on my Stick It Out because I'm very set in how I feel about that album. I know where I am.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
that's
let's
awesome.
go back to Roll the Bones, Patrick.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go, Pat.
you interrupted our Roll the Bones mini deep
Right.
dive here. So yes, I had Neurotica, and I described it last week as kind of being in like the lock and key category for me again. Not a song that I came in like actively hating or disliking, just a song deep in the catalog that I hadn't listened to very much, so I didn't really feel strongly about really either way. I would say Neurotica grew on me more than Lock and Key did, just because I like that kind of return to less keyboard and synth rock a little bit more. But again, not a synth era hater, love it all. Minus Need Some Love. But I would say overall, Neurotica, I would kind of, while I liked it more than Lock and Key after a couple of weeks, I listened to it 20 times. I would say I would still kind of put it in that category of it's not a song I like enough to like seek out, like I'm gonna listen to Rush and I need Neurotica. But if I got the shuffle mode on or I'm listening to Roll the Bones in its entirety, I'm not gonna skip it anymore going forward. I'm gonna listen to it. I think the thing I found that was kind of my barrier to that song and still a little bit is overall, I love Neil's lyrics. I mean, I think he's a genius. I love his lyrics to death majority of the time. I just never really connected with these ones. And what I find is typical with a Rush song is the more I listen to it, the more like Neil kind of like lures me in. And I'm hearing and finding all these new little things in the lyrics that I may have missed over time. And that just never really happened for me with this one. Again, they're not bad lyrics that I dislike. It just never really connected with me like some of the other ones. A couple of things I wanted to point out, I do like around the 134 mark. This is based on Spotify times. I love that little kind of like, and I'm not a musician, so I may not be able to describe things as well. Alex kind of does this like kind of like echo guitar, like it's almost like a triplet. It sounds like it's like da 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 da. It's like three, kind of like before the chorus. It's kind of echoey in the background. I really like that. It just every time I hear a little part, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm liking that. And then around the 250 mark, there's kind of this like almost like kind of like jam breakdown in the song that where Geddy's vocals kind of trail off and they're all just kind of playing their instruments. And it's not really like a guitar solo, but it's just kind of like I'd call it like a little breakdown. And I really like that part of the song. And then obviously Alex does have a solo in that song, which I did like, of course, because it's Alex. So yeah, all in all, mostly positive. But yeah, I'm not coming back into this being like, oh my god, this song, like. So yeah, it's just fine. It's just fine.
There you go.
I mean, it's better than Need Some Love. So I mean, it's all good.
I mean, yeah. Yeah,
Neurotica's a really year there.
There you go. Yeah, Neurotica's a really fun song. Super wonky bass line. Like it comes in at a really weird like time. But yeah, it's a fun song. I love that little jammy section where it just kind of breaks down. You got the little synth in the background, like dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's a super cool cut. Another awesome deep cut from Roll the Bones, which, hey, if you want to hear more awesome Roll the Bones stuff, check out our Rush deep dive for Roll the Bones. But yeah, so why don't we spin the wheels and get some songs that we're going to be listening to for the next episode? So
the big
first,
wheel or just a wheel?
We'll say big wheel. Let's get some Roll the Bones, keep it going.
Big.
So I've changed up the wheel a little bit. So we're coming to a point now where we're having significantly less songs. So what I did was I doubled up the ones where someone else picks the song for you. So on Ralph's wheel, we have another instance where me, Jared, or Patrick could pick the next song. So
you put your own spin on it.
There you go, Jared. All right. All right, so let's spin the wheel and see what song that Ralph will be listening to for episode 3.
Get nervous.
Nocturne. All right.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All right, so what are your thoughts going in?
That was my hope to get over the other two. So
All right.
now I'm not going to look for the next 2 weeks, but we'll see how it goes. Right, I haven't listened to Vapor Trails in a while, so
yeah. All right, let's see what I get. So I don't know. Maybe I get Sweet Miracle. Jared gets Freeze. We could do another deep dive style thing.
There we go.
Who knows? Fingers crossed. Hope I get a good one. Patrick.
Mr. Screw you over.
All right, so you have the choice between In the End, The Wreckers, or Sweet Miracle. What are you thinking?
I'm going to go with The Wreckers because it kind of blows my mind that this song is on here. I figured that you were like one of the like all-in Clockwork Angels is my masterpiece top 5 album kind of guys, because it seemed like it's going to sound weird because I don't think I'm old, but I think that even the younger Rush fans seem to really gravitate to Clockwork Angels.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Clockwork Angels, it's a great album. It's just The Wreckers was one, like, I love the intro to the song. But it just kind of tapers off for me really fast. And like, I don't know. It's strange because like you think about the other songs in this album, like Wish Them Well, where maybe they aren't as sonically interesting as The Wreckers, but they just got a great vibe to them. I don't know. The Wreckers is just a song from that album that like just kind of faded out for me. From at least what I can remember of it, it's a pretty decent song, but just, I don't know. I feel like I never really listened to it enough to a point where I'm like, okay, I'll put it on the wheel, because I've, obviously big Rush fan. I've listened to every song in the discography, but just there's so much material and I have just different tastes where it's just these songs just kind of fall out of line for me, which once again, I will stress for this show and just for Rush fans as a whole, we hold the philosophy that all Rush is good Rush, but just some of it just doesn't click with our ears that well. So that's kind of where I'm at with The Wreckers, but fingers crossed it'll be good for me. Next up, we have Jared. Let's see, where's your reel? There it is. All right, so let's see what you got. You got Carve Away the Stone, Time in Motion, and Freeze. Really hoping for Freeze. Let's see how we do. Oh no, come on. All right, well, Carve Away the Stone. I usually don't complain about more Test for Echo, but I was kind of hoping for something else. But what do you think?
Well, Cat, as I call it, it has a chance. I think Gosh, yeah, these record enders. I was never really big on what's the one that ends Vapor Trails? That one too.
Oh, I love Out of the Cradle.
Out of the Cradle.
Yeah, I'm not huge on that. It's okay, but the Carve Away the Stone. I think it's just again. I think it might be the lyrics. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it has a chance that it'll grow on me to some degree. I'm really not a Test for Echo guy. I think that's a bottom 5 Rush album for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I write a song about Sisyphus. I just feel like it didn't land. So I'll try to give it, at least it'll have some potential for analysis, unlike Need Some Love. Yeah.
All right.
Carve Away the Stone was almost in my 5 for Stick It Out. I actually took it off because you had on there, and I was trying to avoid duplicate songs for this if possible. So Carve Away the Stone was very close for me of being in my 5. So I'm with you, Jared. That song, it's just kind of flat to me. Not a lot of energy there. Kind of feels like they ran out of steam there.
Yeah, okay. Carve Away the Stone was an interesting way to end Test for Echo, but I don't know. I think you'll turn around on it. So before we spin this next wheel, I want to extend a little bit of sympathy and help for our dear friend Jared. He was an awful victim of being chosen to listen to Need Some Love these past 2 weeks, which is torture that I don't think any human should be subjected to. So for Patrick's wheel, I have made all of the named people Jared. Patrick still has a chance to pick his own song, but
this is awesome.
I think we have 7 Jareds on here.
Oh man. So... Yeah, I had this coming.
There you go. Yeah, you should have thought wisely. So between I Think I'm Going Bald, The Speed of Love, Countdown, and a ton of Jareds, let's see what you will be listening to for episode 3. That was close. All right. Nice. Well, Jared, you have the opportunity. Countdown, The Speed of Love, or I Think I'm Going Bald. What are you going with?
Does he remember?
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Brain being the key word. Okay. Located near where people don't grow hair. Okay. It will be I Think I'm Going Bald for Patrick.
All right.
I actually think that's one of those ones where if you take away the lyrics, it's not so bad. So I think
it's jammy, but
no pun intended there, Patrick.
But yeah, Pat, what do you think about that one?
I'm in love with you guys. This is my Everest. This of all the songs on this list, this is probably the only song I genuinely dislike in the Rush catalog. This is going to be a toughie for me. In fact,
shouldn't it be more like Death Valley?
That's true. So let me put it to you this way: in whatever sense of like from iPod to streaming, whatever it is, I always have had like a Rush playlist of like all the studio albums in chronological order. But I'll tell you this: there was a solid, probably 5 to 7 year stretch where there was actually one song that was not included on that playlist. It was I Think I'm Going Bald. That's how I felt about this song. I had every song in the Rush catalog in this playlist except that song.
Wait a minute. What about BU2B2? Come on. That's not even a song.
It's a nice interlude.
There you go.
So this is going to be a topic for me. This will be a very interesting 2 weeks. I don't know what to say. I don't know how the next episode's going to go.
Well, thank you, Ryder, for that payback.
No problem. It will certainly be a very fun episode 3. And with that, we'll bring episode 2 to a close. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when Stick It Out episode 3 comes out and when the other shows on the channel that we have like Rush Roundtable and Rush Deep Dive get updated. Don't forget to like and comment down below. We hope that you're joining along with us. I've seen a lot of participation in the comments. I've seen your guys' feedback. It's really great that we have this all going. So if you got your own list or you're sticking with one of ours, let us know how that's going and what song you have for the next 2 weeks. Once again, thank you to these wonderful gentlemen for joining with me, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.